Greetings, boys and girls, and I certainly hope you're enjoying the fantastic balmy weather what's been visited on us on these western shores of Western Europe, Ireland to be precise, where it's a sizzling 25 degrees, and that is a red letter day as far as us paddies is concerned. I got some time to bask in the sun, and I began to reflect on my wee life, I did. I started to go back into time and said, what has me in the bloody state that I'm in? Because it ain't good half the time. So I was reflecting. I said, a bit of a difficult childhood because I was an army brat. Yes, I was being moved from pillar to post, or base, as might be the case. That rhymes. And yeah, I'd be in Ireland one day in the 60s, and then the next I'd be in the Middle East. Jerusalem, Jordan, Galilee, Israel, Akko, Nahariya, they're all names that come to mind. Camp Shamrock, everything. Back in the 80s I was too visiting my dad, who was in charge of, was it Camp Shamrock? I think it was, he was a commandant of it. Anyway, it might have been somewhere in Nakura. Army talk, boy talk, sorry about that. And I realised, and I have actually realised for some years, that I won't say suffer, but I have dyslexia in a mild form. It's a kind of selective dyslexia, if you like. And I've come to the conclusion, my self-diagnosis, because you say diagnosis, I say diagnosis. Gnosis, by the way, that's a religion worth looking into. Check it out, Gnosis. That's if you're into woo-woo, which probably not. When I was young, everything was so wonderful. I remember being asked a question, and it was in school, and I had a terrible, real Tom Brown school days experience. And the teacher said to me, young Manning, 11 and 11. And I went, 11. He said, no, 11 and 11. And I said, 11. My voice hadn't broken then. And he wasn't very impressed. He was pissed off. And probably rulered me as a result. But I know now in retrospect what that was. I was seeing 2 11s. That's what I was visually processing it. 2 11s, and then 2 further 11s, if you like, or 2 1s, and another 2 1s, being superimposed on the aforementioned 11 or 2 1s. See what I mean? So they were blending into one, and I was seeing 11. That's how my brain was processing it. And then in later life, well, another thing, I've been told, okay, I'm left-handed. Many people are. But apparently when I write, the writing comes out kind of okay at a slant, but I write in a kind of upside down, back to front manner. I was told Leonardo da Vinci did that. So on the one hand, I'd be called a slow learner with 11 and 11. On the other hand, somebody was saying I was a genius. I don't know, take your pick. And when I was in my 30s, I was quite the whiz at sales. I spent 21 years in sales in total, 12 in IT. And I had this boss, God rest him, called Malcolm, and he was one of these dour kind of Scotsmen. I know that sounds Newcastle, but that's how he spoke. And he came over to Ireland and lived here forever, and he became more Irish than the Irish themselves. So I was selling to beat the band, and I got an order for 40 or 50 laptops. And so the drill was you'd process them, and then you'd send them upstairs to be checked and forwarded on to the manufacturer. So I input all these 40 serial numbers with, say, 10 digits in each. And about 20 minutes later, I get a call. The intercom goes, "Young Mac," he used to call me that even though I was in my 30s. "Get your ass up here." So I came along to him and I said, "What's going on, Malcolm?" He says, "You tell me what's bloody going on. Are you taking the piss?" I said, "Fuck off, Malcolm. I just got you an order for 40 fucking laptops. What are you on about?" He said, "I'll tell you what I'm on about, young Mac." He says, "You've got 40 serial numbers here, and the last 2 digits consistently are back to front. Back to bloody front. Are you taking the piss?" So I went, moment of recognition. I've got dyslexia. That's what I have. That explains it. After all these years. Right, there's lots to talk about, but no doubt you don't want to hear any, because it's too nice. The weather is good. I hope you are as well. Bye bye.